Alan Cumming and Paul Reubens, are they the exact same 512 type? I think so. They look the same, talk the same, feel the same, wiggle the same mannerisms, and even the internet has picked up on they kind of look the same. You know, this is the doppelganger effect. When you see people that look the same, move the same, you know what I'm saying? Like the deep animatronics. You get what I'm saying. And here's Getty Images, always wrecking the mood, protecting their ST, doing their fucking peacock, flexing. Get it out of the way. Like, put it down here. Stop being a fucking ass. It's the internet. Everybody steals images for free. So even when they're young kids, you can see the femininity of the eyes. That's one thing I like about these guys is how feminine they are, which we see with the INTPs. I love that how much the function stacks are very real. The socionic function stacks, so the SFPs, NTJs, etc. So in any different which order, you share a lot in common. So because FI, even if you have it as a savior, doesn't do the wide range of the facial expressions like the FEs naturally like to do, right? Definitely something to look for and abuse. And let's see, these are both Paul Rubin. I can't even tell anymore who's who. That's Pee Wee Herman. So Pee Wee Herman, he's a great guy. We grew up watching him back in the day when there was just TV. And you just got to think about like TV stars back in the 80s had so much more power than they did today. Like think about my parents when they were kids, like in the 60s and 50s even, it was like Elvis and that was it. So all that power was in one because there wasn't this large variety of shows. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to talk about today is decider stuff. You're going to see some funny decider stuff and NT stuff. I got some clips of him and Conan O'Brien just being crazy NTs together. But this just real quick, what I'm talking about with the types of consume. So today we're going to be looking at NETI, or in this case, TINE, right? And so this type of consume, let me do this type of consume versus the monkey consume. So the monkey consume is I like, that's cool. You'll even hear those types of words in our stack of that's cool. This is, that's interesting. Anything with NE, these two are going to be like interesting. Interesting, I like it. Or interesting, that's interesting, like interesting in they love the gadgets. They love creative gadgets. Like, you know, like your dad will bring something home and you're like, hey, look at this. And then it turns into something else. You're like, oh, that's cool. That's clever. And you all get like a small dopamine spike of, yeah, that's cool. That you got me. That's pretty great. Like these types just live off of that. Even if these are demons, they love that kind of stuff. Real quick, let me just go down to the types so you can take a look at that there. So double masculine saviors. At the top, double activated. I love this with this kind of combination. And then double feminine SF. Notice how the femininity of the SF versus if the NT were feminine. You know what I mean? You're more feminine if your SFs are feminine than if your NTs are feminine in a lot of times, right? And so other interesting thing, exact same type as Carl Jung. Take that in, but it's the same parts with the think through, the NT, the TI, the energy dom, the silliness, the femininity. Now let me set this up. So Paul is going to be talking about, hey, I got these cool, interesting things, right? So he's going to be double observing with Conan is also a double observer, and they're both NTs, and hey, cool, interesting, right? Now notice that the things as a double observer, like funny, cool, weird, right? Anyways, next, they're not too traumatized by the things like a single observer, but they're going, so does this make me weird? Right? Because they got the T and the F on the pole. So am I a weird person? And then it's left of, don't know the answer, and they move on.
You collect things. You're a famous collector of things. And you love, some people who make it in show business collect sports cars or something like that. You sort of like what? Would you say like could have kitschy items or odd items or just random things?
I would say all of that. Like I like kitschy stuff and I like weird stuff and I mean, if somebody gives me two of something, I go, okay, it's an official collection now. And I collect. I mean, I don't collect anymore. I stopped.
You stopped because it got a little out of. Is your house just filled with?
3 times I filled my house up and moved it all out and emptied it all. I was like, no, this is better. And then it got all filled back up again.
Right. And you brought some stuff today just to show us what kind of stuff you collect, you enjoy.
I always feel like this is a test to prove, like, am I really weird or not? So this, like, here, you be the judge.
Yeah, you guys decide if this stuff is weird.
So notice that, like, 3 times. I skipped, gathered a bunch of shit, and then I had to clean it out, whatever, right? So when you're looking at somebody who's a double observer, they're setting up problems in reality with things and then solving it right there in that conversation. I had a bunch of things, and then I moved it out, and it just solved. But then when it's single deciding, it's like, so am I weird? Don't know. You decide, right?
This is a really odd thing. I don't know what this is. No idea. It looks like a little house.
It's a little house.
It actually glows in the dark.
Yeah.
And this is what it does. See if you can figure out why.
I don't know. Why the hell does the house... It's fantastic. I love it.
This is my last thing I wanted to show you. This is called the autograph hound.
On to the next. I love that these guys have the same double observers. They're both NESI, right? Conan's laughing like a little kid because it's hitting his FI. So now we're going deeper down the function. So Paul's going to start with easy stuff. Oh, I cleaned out my house. No big deal. Double observe. Oh, hey, check out this cool thing. Let's bond over that. NETI, NEFI, whatever. Cool, interesting. On to the next, right? OE. And now we're going to get down to the demons a little bit. And this is definitely what you can see with people. So this is now serious. This is Paul Demons of the SIFE, right? Because what's Paul really going to care about? Does he really care about the NETI and the double observe? No, not really. He's just using that to be like, can I have your sensor? You, the tribe person that I value, can I have your sensor? Can I collect this physically, this physical thing, tribe value?
The autograph hound.
And it's covered with autographs of
Oh, look at that. It looks like
people.
it's from a long time ago. It's got an old label, the autograph hound. That is so cool.
And I
it's
brought
got
it because I was thinking maybe you would add your signature.
Maybe.
That is so nice. Hey, look at this. Wait a minute. Check this out. Chris Walken signed this. These are real.
Oh, yeah.
This other
yeah.
tribe
So
person?
John Voight signed it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Look at this. Tim Burton. Warren Beatty. You've got Warren Beatty's signature right there. That is fantastic. I'm in pretty good company here.
Yeah, don't write too big.
Okay. All right, so this makes so much sense when you really know what the hell's going on. This has been another thing like this week. It's dropped down to another level of consciousness for me personally, as we're really working on different typing systems and training our buddy here and stuff, of like seeing how much all day. It's one of those things where it's like a monkey nap thing, where it's like all day I'm seeing single decider, single observer all over again, and I can't stop seeing it at a deeper level now that I know more of what's going on. So let me just try and throw you a fucking scrap here. So with the single observers, right? Like all I want to do is this. Like I want to go back and I want to rant about this. I want to rant about the S and the N. So picture like an image where it's like the S and the N for me are on these violent poles, and double deciding is like whatever, right? So the S and the N is there's something physically, and then I want to process the understanding of that, the meaning of that. Right? So it's like, well, why would you do that? Why would you put that sensor on your thing? No, that means people are going to hate you. And then how long have you been doing that? And what if other companies, right? It's some S, the S and the N are swinging. And then there's a unconclusionary to the rant. If you really actually watch every conversation, like if you go back and watch that interview with those two, like watch as they're like things, whatever, this problem solved. People, I don't know. Thoughts? What do you think? This guy, is he higher than me? So with the typing stuff, it's like you can have slides, you can have descriptions, you can have all that shit, but it's like it's a deeper process of like seeing that for yourself and then going, okay, so if this is really true, every conversation I should see this, right? And so you should be able to just watch your friends and be like, are you so like another thing that'll catch people is like you'll see this a lot. So I'll see the double deciders. Like say they're doing a typing video, they're talking about people a lot. They're going back and forth about people a lot. They're complaining about people a lot. So if you're just playing the AI thing where you're tracking the words, you're gonna get a false read a lot of the time because the double deciders are like, let me rant about my people problems, them, they, this. But it's in a conclusionary way that when they're done ranting, they're resolved. They have it solved. They may not be done with it in life, like, oh, I still got the divorce I'm going through or whatever. But the processing is resolved, and they know what is right, what is wrong, and what they got to do, right? It's so fascinating when you watch a single decider. They'll talk about the same thing about a relationship or divorce or whatever, and then it's like it just will jam up. They'll be like, well, this person was really good, and this person was really bad, and then I was really good. And I'm like, oh, they're double deciding. And so I don't really know what to do. I don't know really who is the worst and who is the best. Anyways, onto my garage. Like, did you just stop in the middle of the equation? It's like, you open up your laptop, the screen went black, and you went, I don't know what to do. And you just tossed it away and then went to lunch. Like, and all the double observers are like, are you going to come back to that? Like, are you going to fix that? Nope, it's been months. I don't know what to do. I get stuck and I wander off. And you're like, and that's where it's like, it's one of those things where you're like, wait, are the single deciders really doing that with people? Because if they were really doing that would be why they have, oh my God, are you guys really doing that with people? There's no way you're really doing that. There's no way you're just stuck and then walking away. That would mean you'd have so much depression and anxiety around people, which you fucking do. Well, that would mean that when my laptop breaks, I just go, and then it's months on end, and then I'm down to one laptop, and I'm just like, I don't know, wait, that is what, but if I did that, then my life would be...
Oh, I gotta ask you about this one. You didn't show it, but I have to ask you about it.
Oh.
What is this? It looks...
Can anyone figure this out, what this is?
Figure it out.
Yeah,
People are saying dirty
irons.
things, actually, right now.
I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint. It plugs into your car lighter,
Uh-huh.
and you can cook hot dogs in your car.
That's amazing. I love that idea.
I love that idea.